Welcome back to another Coffee with Caroline. And you guys are so invested, so I love it. And I'm invested with you. Last week I did, a few days ago, I just did the one about obviously my retreat. And I forgot my biggest one that you're all obsessed with right now is the rabbit hole of Justin Baldoni. And there you go, already gone out of my mind. Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and all of that. I mean, I actually am being contacted, I'm guessing because of my YouTube, by news channels to talk about it. I'm not talking about it. I'm only talking about it only in the fact of any of you guys, I'm watching other people's report it. And my head is going left and right and left and right and going, holy fuck, what world are we living in? What world are we living in? On top of it, I'm kind of going, why would you do this to yourselves? I mean, Justin Baldoni really didn't have much choice. He was kind of put into this corner where he had to fight back or, he was never working again. Let's face it, because that's what happens in this world. Once we're all canceled, that is it. So he didn't really have a choice, but I still am trying to wrap my head around why they've done this or how they did this or what they were thinking and what they weren't thinking. And now, of course, I remember watching the Candace Owens one where she goes, abort mission, abort fucking mission. Oh God, they should have aborted mission. Bless. They should have aborted mission. This is going to be a terrible, terrible, terrible car crash with, what I've said, is no winners. I was sued for a very, very long time. And once you're in the legal process, everyone said to me, settle before it goes to court, settle before it goes to court. Well, I had actually done nothing wrong and I actually won everything. But it is a terrifying experience and you don't know because you don't know where it could end up. And, more and more law cases against them are coming now. I think the author's suing them now or something, which, again, kind of terrible because she'll probably win as well because, her book and her sequel are kind of fucked now. Anyway, that's by the by. My point is, no matter what you think, how much power you have in this world, once the legal system takes hold of you, no matter what, you're helpless. You're at the mercy of how the judge wakes up on the day, how the jury wakes up on the day, obviously the facts, but sometimes opinions. I mean, mine was fighting kind of like a civil liquidator. So it's his facts against mine. I actually won. But again, he probably thought he was right. I presume that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds haven't gone into this completely thinking that they didn't have a chance. But anyway, my point is, if you don't have to go through with it, I would always say don't, unless you're in my position where, it was so much of my net wealth that I didn't really have a choice. And I wasn't going to give them, my children's inheritance for just so that I could have a peaceful night's sleep. That wasn't happening for me. I knew I hadn't done anything wrong. I absolutely had the papers and they were spinning it out to make me so uncomfortable. This case seems to be going very, very, very fast, uncomfortably fast the other way for them. And I don't think they've really had time to understand what this is going to do, because neither of them are coming out of this well. Not only are they not going to come out of this well, they're going to come out of this a lot poorer than they were. And oh my God, sometimes in life we have to think about ego, and sometimes people do things just because they think they can win. And, I think that it's a power trip. I actually believe my whole court case started with a power trip from one man who truly believed he could walk all over me. And I don't know, if I hadn't been as strong as I am and bloody minded as I am, and I am a cut off my nose to spite my face person, and I will do that to you. You want to crush me? I'm going to crush you straight back. I'm going to hit you head on. I am that human that just doesn't back down. I double down, which is a good thing and a bad thing, I presume. In this scenario, it was a good thing because I didn't let it break me. I took it as part of my life because it was such a big part of my life. I did obviously go through ups and downs. I cannot imagine what Blake Lively and Ryan, even though, I'm not on their side. I actually was on her side. I'm now not, obviously. But I wouldn't wish a day that she's probably going through right now on her. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, because to watch the whole world turn on you and, I think she lost something in court over the last 2 days, and realized that, you're probably not coming out of this very rich. You're probably not coming out of this with your marriage. You're probably not coming, and look, women, she had a baby. Maybe she's got postnatal depression. You don't know. We don't know. Women flirt. My husband tells me I'm a flirt. He's standing here watching, a terrible flirt. I don't consider it flirting personally. I just think, and now he's really got his eyes open. I don't consider it flirting. I just think I'm friendly. And as women get older, for fuck's sake, we're hardly the prize. I feel like a good person, but I live in Dubai. Unless you're a 20-year-old supermodel, it's not like men queuing down the street, right? And here, we live in a very transactional world. You can have anything. You can buy anything and get anything you want. So, I love my husband dearly, but a 49-year-old divorcee with 3 teenage children and a 20-something-year-old husband, I don't presume the whole world is running after, but maybe correct me if I'm wrong out there. Apparently, my husband thinks they are. Actually, don't correct me, or don't correct him, because I like him living in this, oh my God, I could be stolen at any minute by anyone. Fair enough, we'll live like that. But my point is, obviously, we've all read those text messages, the 2 a.m. text messages and things like that. And he wasn't flirting back, he was quite good, but it's a very uncomfortable read. But at the same time, it's she's not the first, she won't be the last. It's just terrible that she'd put herself in this position. Obviously, the husband's now read it. Obviously, it's just an entire shit show. And you've got young children whose lives are going to be forever fucking changed by this. Forever changed. Obviously, whenever anyone gets divorced or has an affair or anything like that, when you've got kids, you want to keep the illusion that marriage is forever, and you want to keep the illusion that everything's perfect. Even I've always said to friends, even if you found out that your husband's done something, your wife's done something, whoever it is, maintain a relationship in front of the kids. Maintain. There's no point, ruining everyone's life for what? Shit happens. I'm sorry. You're living in La La Land if you don't think shit happens in this day and age. It fucking happens. And the trouble with Instagram and all of these things, before, to have an affair, you used to have to gallop over 16 fucking, football pitches on a pony and go to another village and maybe have an affair. Here, now, all you have to do is slide into someone's DM and you can literally get into anyone's DM. You remember that thing where you go, it's so funny because I remember when I was married, before we go, okay, you have your 5 celebrity passes that you put down on a piece of paper and you go, okay, if you ever meet them, you could sleep with them. And my ex-husband once said to me, the trouble is you meet all yours, I don't. And it's true, we are one step away from a new life. You're one step away from the person that we used to watch on screen and think, okay, if I ever met him, my husband would let me have a go. Well, no, it doesn't really work like that anymore because very possible we're meeting him. So, those kind of jokes have gone and the world is just, I don't know, even the happiest marriages that I know, men and women flirt. It's in us. It's in us. I always tell Sergio, I don't understand, and I don't believe him. We'll be sitting on the beach and I'll see a pretty girl in a G-string walk past and I'll go, oh, look at that. And then he will go, oh yeah, she's cute, whatever. But he makes a thing, an actual thing of not letting me, he's watching me, this is the worst. A thing of not really looking, that's going to stop me. I was at lunch the other day with my 2 girlfriends. We're all married, and we love our husbands. But this really hot guy came out of the water, and we all made a joke. We put our glasses on and just went ooh. But that doesn't mean anything's happening or we're going up to him. It's natural, and it should. You can't tell everyone you can't have a giggly laugh with someone or that. You can't control people like that, right? Obviously 2 a.m. messages, but again, they're in movies and that's weird. The context, and he's just had babies. I agree. It was just a little much, but I don't think anything's happened. I don't think it's, again, I don't know. It's just ego got involved. I think she's panicked. I think Ryan Reynolds has probably read her messages or seen the messages or, because they both met everybody they've ever been with on set. So, that's the problem with this. And he's flipped his lid. He's flipped his fucking lid. And the thing is, what I would say is, whoever's out there advising them, no matter what money you're making from them, and you're their lawyers and you're everything, advise them to stop. settle this any fucking way. If they have to do an Amber Heard Johnny Depp Australian TV thing going, I'm sorry, do it. Because it's going to be an actual shit show if they end up in court. I mean, not that it can get much worse, but it's going to get a lot worse. And that's what's so sad, because I don't think anyone meant to get here. I don't think Justin Baldoni wanted to go here. I don't think they wanted to go here. I think it was a lot of like, chicken and mouse, or cat and mouse. And, they were doing that game of who's the Titan, and they have literally smashed into each other. They've smashed the fuck into each other, and there's no way out. So that's my number 2 update for you. Again, I've said, like, go and watch Candace Owens. Go and watch, oh my God, I'm also watching the French President Macron's. I mean, when I first heard this, by the way, I'm always comparing me and Sergio to Macron and his wife. I'm like, look, it's possible. And then Candace Owens ruined it for me, because she was like, the woman was 40 and he was 14, and I have a 14-year-old son. So I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to picture that. There is nothing less sexy than my 2 sons, in the nicest possible way, obviously. No. And if they came home with a 40-year-old woman, I'd have the shit fit and call the police. So I used to think that she was wrong and everything was like just a conspiracy theory. And now I am like, holy fucking shit, there could be some truth to this. She's not being sued. They're not suing her. I don't know. I'm just in this rabbit hole again. Please, I don't want news outlets to call me. I'm not reporting on these stories. I'm reporting on other people's stories of these stories. So find them, not me. But these are just my personal views on it right now, which is just like, oh my God, what a world. No room for ego, no room for power trips, no room to not remember we live in a cyber world. Everyone's watching everything. Thank you for listening to Coffee with Caroline. Don't forget to subscribe, please, 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 please. Thank you.